everyone. Hope you are doing well. I am back with story number 12 in my December Daily 2024. And this story is about seeing the Christmas lights on a little drive-through Christmas adventure. This is a place that we've gone to a couple times the last several years. I really like it. It's a very inexpensive drive-through, and it has some really cute lights. There are a lot of scenes that like the community has set up, like Boy Scouts and the Veterans Center and things like that. But I think it's super cute and it's totally worth the money. So we really enjoyed going. And this particular year, we were actually the first car in line. And for some reason, that was like super exciting. And we were very excited about being the first in line. Of course, we were there quite early. We don't like to be waiting in line very long, at least trying to get through. So we decide to usually go get food and then we pull up and then we wait in line and then eat our dinner in the car just as a kind of fun traditional thing to do. And then we do wait, obviously, because, we're there early. But for whatever reason, it seems better because then you get there early and then the traffic going through the drive-throughs are a lot nicer. You can go a little bit more at your pace. You're not so backed up into each other and you have space in front of you. And especially since we were the first, we didn't have to worry about anybody in front of us. So it was really nice and just gives you an ability to just kind of go at your own pace a bit more than when you are kind of back farther in the line. You have a lot of people in front and behind you. So anyway, I am now trying to lay this out because my book is getting so chunky. I am just doing this page outside of the book, and I will end up adding this paper after I've measured it. I'm going to add the paper to the page once I am finished with this. So this one was a pretty quick layout. I hemmed and hawed a little bit about a few things, but in general, it was a pretty quick page. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to mount all of my photos onto some coffee dyed paper. I just wanted some separation between the photo and the background. And the coffee dyed paper worked well with this gingham green print because it does have more of a cream base instead of a white base. So I like how this looks. So I'm just going to glue these all down and then trim them out. Now that I have that done, I'm just going to figure out how I want to lay everything down. And I'm going to lay 2 at the top and then 4 towards the bottom. And then my kind of title and everything is going to go in the middle-ish area. So now I'm just kind of figuring out which way I want to put all the photos. And I'm going to push them around quite a bit because, again, being anal, I don't know why, but I have to like push them 5 different ways. And I'm just measuring everything up. It's kind of nice if these stickers are on a clear background because it's a little easier to measure everything. So I'm just kind of moving them until I'm happy with the placement. And then we'll end up gluing down everything. So I hope you guys are doing well. If you're enjoying the video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, I'd love for you to be a subscriber. And if you are interested to know when I post my next video, you can always click on that bell icon. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you had a very nice, happy holidays and a good new year. Hopefully the start of 2025 has been good to you. I had to go back to work a couple days ago, so I had to go back 2 days the week of New Year's, and now I am going back just normal times, which is super unfortunate. I would like to have a permanent vacation and be off forever and never go back. I would love to retire, but I am not at an age where I'm going to be able to do that anytime soon, unfortunately. But, it helps my addiction of paper crafting and collecting of vintage items. So I guess I have to work. Otherwise, I won't be able to collect all those things. So now I've glued everything down and now I'm adding the shine and I'm going to also on top of that write lights. So it'll be lights shine. And these are pretty sticky. I can't remember. I don't think I added any glue to these, but I can't remember. I may have added some liquid glue just to make sure everything's stuck down, but I don't remember. I don't believe I show that on camera just because, again, that's just really boring watching me glue down the letters, but I can't remember if I did or not on this one. So again, just playing with these till I get them in the right spot, and I really like how this all fits. So it's this light shine like I had mentioned. Super cute, really like how that turned out, and now I'm going to work on embellishing the rest of this page. First, I'm going to try it out and see how it's going to look in this book. Trying to clip everything down just so it sits a little flatter for the video. And that is going to fit in nicely, and now I'm just thinking what else I need to do. Again, just trimming those corners. and then I will ink around the entire edge of this particular page and just adjusting my camera again to make it up a little higher so you guys can see the whole book. Just using my vintage photo distress oxide ink and just lightly inking around the edges here. And I don't think I glue it in yet because I'm going to keep working on it flat because, again, it's very annoying that the book is so chunky, so it's really hard to work on the left-hand side. So now I'm just going through and trying to find what stickers I might want to use. So I'm going to find one that says 12, and I'm going to stick that right there. And I do add this sticker, but I end up changing it out. I didn't like the blue on it, and I think I end up changing it out a little bit later on, but we will all see together because I did this page a little bit ago, and I can't quite remember, and I don't have the book in front of me, so we will watch and see. So now just looking through this sticker book, which is from Michaels. I got it, I think, last year or the year before. Can't quite remember. And I want to make sure that blue kind of goes around the page, so I do pull this blue sticker off here and add it. There's a lot of black space on this particular photo, so I thought that was nice just to kind of stick it there to layer it up. Now that I'm looking at this, I may have kept the 12 actually, that 12 sticker. I think I actually do because that's why I'm pulling all these blue things to kind of add blue because there's no blue to the page. So I get this little kind of looking like a splash thing. I'm going to add that in the corner here. It fits nicely. Again, just putting my three elements and kind of in a triangle pattern, and it just kind of brings your eye across the page. I'm going to pull something else out to add with that splash. I do pull the snowflake here, but I end up removing it. I don't like how it looks right there. So I do end up putting it, I put it back on the page, I think, actually. I find something else that's going to work better. So I find this star kind of swoopy thing, and that's what I think looks a little bit nicer there. I like how it kind of hugs the corner of that number 12 sticker. And I'm going to stick that back in the book to use for a different time. And then I felt like I need something at the top and bottom of the page, so I'm going to pull this sticker strip off. I'm just going to use 2 of the Merry Christmases and then put the other one back in the book. I didn't need that much length. I thought I was going to put it at the very top, but I actually end up bringing it on the bottom, I think. I didn't like how it looked up there. So I do bring it down. And I end up gluing these stickers down. These stickers have basically like no stick. So I do end up adding some liquid glue to all of these. And I thought I could maybe fit this one in, but I decided it just wasn't going to work. So I stick it back in the book. I do want something at the top of this particular layout though, so I will be looking around to see what else I can maybe put up there. So just gluing all that down. Just using my art glitter glue. So here's where I'm going to try to find something for that top portion of the page. Just digging through my stash, trying to figure out what's going to work. I do find some strips in this Tim Holtz book. I think I find 2 or 3 different phrases, and I pull them out and I'm going to stick them at the top of the page. And I thought they just looked nice. The colors looked nice, and it didn't give too much of a heaviness to it, and I thought it worked well. So I'm just going to add these 3 phrases, or actually maybe I only had 2. Now I can't remember. Again, it's been a while. Oh yeah, that's right. So I do take out them and just add a wondrous sight at the bottom, and I think that looks good. So I do have the 3 pieces, and I like how that kind of brings your eye again down to the page where the other one I added is, and adding also some adhesive because again, these stickers just don't seem to be sticky enough. It's nice because it lets you move them around, but then ultimately I want them to stick really well. I don't want them all falling off, in 5 years or 2 years or whatever. So it's kind of a bummer that you have to add the liquid glue, but I'd rather do that as an insurance policy than just hope that the adhesive holds. So now I do need to have a place for my journaling. So I'm looking through these tags and I'm trimming off this one here that has like kind of the tickets on it, and I will add all my journaling to that, and I'm going to put a pocket on the side to tuck that in so it has a place to live. And I do my journaling all on a typewriter. It is on coffee dye paper on a vintage typewriter, and then I cut the strips out and then I add them to the tag. You have seen some of the videos before. I did that on all of the videos I've been using the tags, or not tags, but the vintage typewriter to type out my journaling. So you'll see that again on this one. Just trimming off this extra bottom piece. It didn't get cut out quite right. I'll punch a hole, or I did punch a hole in the top. I'll add a little bit of fabric there. And I want to make sure only that top portion, because that tag has like a writing space on it and the top of it's decorated. So I only wanted that top spot poking out. So I want to make sure this pocket is deep enough that only the top ends up showing. So I'm cutting this so that that works best, and make sure that it doesn't go in too far, but not sticking out too much either. And again, this is like at the very top of the book, so I don't really want it sticking out a ton anyway. A little bit's fine, but I don't want it sticking out so much that it's getting bumped and bent and things like that. Now I'm just folding over everything to make the pocket. And then I will do like a dry fit to make sure that everything's fitting nice in there before I end up gluing it all down. Just using my bone folder to make sure everything's down nicely so it sits nice on the page. I don't want it to bulk up the page too much, so this really helps it flatten out. So I'll trim out the corner pieces here to make sure, again, not to add a lot of bulk. And then I trim off the top edge so that it doesn't stick up over the page. And then I will make sure that tag is going to fit okay in there. And it does, perfect. So I will glue down all the edges with my liquid glue. And then glue that on the back before I adhere this entire page into the book. And I'll put that right up to the edge there so it's easy to get the tag in. And then I would use my tape runner to add tape to the back of this and then stick it in the book. Now I'm just grabbing a scrap of fabric from my stash and I'm going to do a little tie. I don't like these tags not having a tie. They just seem kind of naked to me. So I always add something, either string or fabric or something, to make it look better. And I just think it adds a little bit to it. So I'm going to make this so it lays as flat as possible, because again, I don't want a lot of bulk. This is sticking up outside the album, so it's not as big of a deal as some of the ones that are like sticking in the album, but I still want to make sure it's as flat as possible and it sits nice. So I do play with this for just a little bit to make sure it's going to work. And that's just going to slip in there. I'm going to get my journaling done, and now my journaling's done so you guys can see what that looks like. And I think it looks cute, just poking out like that. I'm really happy with how that looks. So now I'm going to glue this down. And I do have a bit of a border around the entire page, which I like, so I want to make sure that it's as even as possible. And I don't want it to be sticking too far into the center or crease of the book. So I'm making sure I'm laying it really flat and then just flipping it over just to make sure everything lays nicely. I noticed that this needed a bit more glue, so I'm doing that as well, just to make sure it doesn't pop off. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're having a great day, and I will be back again soon, hopefully with story number 13. Bye-bye, everyone.